Welcome back to the show, everybody. Check out these headlines we have for you. Robinhood ends trading. We'll tell you on what. Caitlin Long gets a win against the Fed. We like it. We're 3 days away, and what's in those emails, ladies and gentlemen? We got Gensler. We got Jay Clayton. We got Stuart Alderati. We got the truth revealed about the 4 Satoshis by macro guru Raoul Pal from Real Vision. XRP setting up for explosion pattern. We got Dark Defender to talk to us. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow us on Twitter and YouTube for exclusive content. Right now, $1.14 trillion market cap for crypto. At the time of recording this video, the market is off by 0.6%. The crypto market cap sitting strong today, even though it's taken a hit from Gary Gensler's SEC. Gary Goldman Gensler. Bitcoin right now, 26,400 plus, 1,800 plus for Ethereum. Tether market cap, 83.3 billion plus. XRP, 53 cents, just under 54 cents right now. We're looking at 2.6% on the last 24 hours. We'll keep an eye on it. Ladies and gentlemen, this from Link2, where you can get some of the best private equity in the world, ladies and gentlemen. And this is why. Look at the kind of companies here. We're proud to announce that Link2's portfolio companies Alchemy, Alloy, Brex, and Chainalysis have made it to Forbes' list of the most innovative private fintech companies. How about that? This goes to show you the kind of work that goes into bringing the kind of companies and private equity opportunities on the Link2 platform. Click the link underneath and find out for yourself what's there, because it is a remarkable opportunity. Take a look at this right here. Big win. Congrats to Caitlin Long, ladies and gentlemen, from Custodia Bank. The Federal Reserve lost its motion to dismiss yesterday, and Caitlin Long's Custodia Bank can move forward with its plausible claims. We win in court. How about that? Here's a little clip from Meta Lawman on exactly what went on here. He says, congratulations to Caitlin and Custodia Bank on a big win in their court battle with the Fed. A federal judge has denied the Fed's motion to dismiss Custodia's case, so the case now proceeds to discover where we just might learn new details of the government's Operation Choke Point 2.0 effort to eliminate on and off ramps between crypto and the banking system. Anyone who cares about government overreach in this area should pay attention as this important case progresses. Shout out to Meta Lawman and John Deaton there. And one more here from John Deaton that really brings it home how important all of this is for a win for Custodia Bank and Caitlin Long, which really is beneficial to the whole crypto space here. John Deaton says what this means is exactly what the government doesn't want. Discovery. Think emails. Think like Hinman emails. The Federal Reserve wanted to dismiss the case, but now Custodia Bank gets to ask someone questions and possibly get documents, etc. It means the fight to get the truth now begins. That's what it means. And I tell you, I think we're going to find a lot more of the same problem that we found in the SEC. And boy, we are 3 days away from that. And meanwhile, right here, because of the crypto war and onslaught from Gary Goldman Gensler's SEC, breaking Robinhood ends trading for tokens Cardano, Polygon, and Solana. This is more because of the fallout of the suing of the different exchanges and the listing of tokens now from the SEC, for which these three were cited. What is in those Hinman emails, ladies and gentlemen? I got to give this to you. This is a brand new video from John Deaton and Crypto Law. And my goodness, we're now going to be 3 days and counting, ladies and gentlemen. What is in those emails? Watch this.
In 2018, William Hinman was Director of Corporation Finance at the SEC. He gave a speech explaining why the token Ether is not a security.
Putting aside the fundraising that accompanied the creation of Ether, based on my understanding of the present state of Ether, the Ethereum network, its decentralized structure, we believe current offers and sales of Ether are not securities transactions.
Hinman's speech moved the markets, seen widely as guidance from a high-ranking SEC official on what makes a token a security or not. Then, in December 2020, the SEC sued Ripple, claiming that XRP is a security, with arguments that contradicted Hinman's speech. Hundreds of thousands of XRP holders who never heard of the company lost $15 billion in value and had their holdings locked on exchanges. They demanded to know, why did an SEC official give that speech, only to then sue Ripple and harm the people they are supposed to protect? For 2 years, the SEC has been hiding dozens of internal emails on the drafting of the Hinman speech that could answer those questions. What is in those emails? We know that while he was at the SEC, Hinman collected $15 million from his old law firm, Simpson Thacher. That firm was a member of the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance, whose sole purpose was to promote Ether. We know that market participants repeatedly asked for guidance about whether XRP was a security and got no answer. What is in those emails? Why did Hinman give that speech? Was he warned about moving the markets? What is in those emails? Was the speech approved by the ethics office? What role did third-party promoters of Ether have in drafting it? Did SEC staff say what Gary Gensler refuses to admit, that the rules on crypto are not clear? What is in those emails? After 2 years of fighting, Judge Torres has forced the SEC to unseal the Hinman emails. What has the SEC been hiding? What is in those emails? We'll finally find out on June 13th.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. What is in those emails? And we're about to find out. I cannot wait. And you know what? I think what we're going to find out is that we're going to find out that the SEC was probably, I believe, under regulatory capture, as I believe it is today. And this is an example of what weak and, I believe, compromised leadership looks like right here.
I think there's been clarity for years. I'm not going to speak about one. I'm not going to speak to any one matter. I'm not going to get into any one company or one token. But I can't speak about any possible investigations. And I'm not speaking to all the other tokens. But I'm not going to get into any one filing because I'm not going to talk about any one of these tokens. I can't speak to any one case or any one situation.
Could you speak to the Ethereum issue?
I'm not going to go into any one set of conversations between the agency and a company. Not want me to speak about any one set of facts and circumstance. And the laws are clear. The law is clear. I think the law is clear. I think.
You know, that is just, that's what we're dealing with, right? He didn't want to speak to any one thing. He doesn't want to provide clarity. You know, look, it isn't just that it's angering because he's a horrible leader and he's using the ambiguity to go after projects. These are real people that have taken their time in their life and invested in their own ideas and their pursuit and their dreams and launching projects. And this guy is sitting back as if none of that matters and bankrupting them, just like he did Library. It is despicable. And then there's this guy who is despicable too. It's Jay Clayton, the former SEC chair before Gensler came in, and cowardly resigned the day after dropping the lawsuit on Ripple. Take a listen to this, and I can't believe that people are still going to this guy for any kind of consultation or expert analysis.
I'm not going to be the person who throws bombs or second guesses from the sidelines. I am a supporter of the agency. I'm a supporter of the law the way it is. I think that when I was there, people would say I was a crypto hawk. We effectively shut down the ICO craze. Said that most.
Well, with the exception of Ethereum, right? I shut down the ICO craze. How come you didn't shut down Ethereum?
What I'm seeing is securities activity. But I do think we are having very blunt conversations about something that requires nuance. Crypto is really a technology. the use of blockchain technology in all sorts of aspects of our financial system should be not controversial. If you have an asset, pick a CMBS security, represented in tokenized form,
Right.
there ought to be a way to custody that, transfer it, because it's probably going to be more efficient than what we're doing today. So there is a crypto use case that is clear, uncontroversial. We ought to be thinking about how to do that. I am remarkably impressed by the functionality of true stable coins, not the algorithmic stable coin, not the liquidity transformation stable coin, but a true backed by the same thing that we back bank accounts by. Okay, let's just put it that way, or backed by the same thing that you would back a repo by, something like that. A true stable coin, a remarkable technology at the retail level to be able to transfer dollars around the world. I mean,
this is the kind of floundering you do and reposturing of the conversation, because now we're not talking about what a shambles the SEC is and what a mess that is, that this guy's just reaching for everything. This guy, as they used to say, this guy would, how did they used to say it? He'd steal lightning and grab for thunder. That's how I see this guy and Bill Hinman. Despicable. Absolutely despicable. And it's even sicker that the mainstream media uses for some kind of expert analysis. Stuart Alderati sums up what's going on this past week with the suing of the major exchanges Coinbase and Binance. He says, this week we saw the SEC bet on a strategy of shock and awe. My money remains all in on the rule of law. Go Stuart. Yeah. And listen, this has gotten back on the table here. And I only know of a couple people in the YouTube world who have talked about the truth of this once it came out from Wheezy Nerd Nation here. It was the discovery of Department of Homeland Security Special Agent Rana Sayad, who actually from the Homeland Security Division went and interviewed the 4 real Satoshis that created Bitcoin. And wait till you see what I got next for you to see.
We looked at Bitcoin. It was the most prevalent at that point. We had seized quite a bit of it, millions of dollars worth, under the Silk Road investigation. So one of our agents who started looking at another online marketplace through the deep web, which was called Black Market Reloaded, they were sending weapons through packages and ordering them on the dark web. And he was really, really smart, forward-leaning agent. And he goes, I want to go interview Satoshi Nakamoto. And we're like, what? He said, yeah, I want to go interview this guy. And at the time, we're like, hey, it's a figment of somebody's imagination. Maybe it's true. Maybe it's not true. So, we had all this pushback from our headquarters. And we thought, hey, if an agent wants to go talk to him and we have some money, why don't we send him? Let's find out how this works. So as it came to be, the agents flew out to California, and they realized that he wasn't alone in creating this. There were 3 other people, and they sat down and met with them and talked to them to find out how this actually works and what their reason for it was. We looked at Bitcoin. It was the most...
Now, here's the important part of this. Outside of myself and Digital Asset Investor, I don't know of 2 other YouTubers that have been pounding the ground about that truth right there. And why it is that the other agencies like the SEC and the CFTC, which were said to be at that conference that you just heard, why they continue to ignore that reality and act like no one knows who actually created it. Well, let me tell you, the house of cards is coming down, because this is Raoul Pal here, and this guy has been a macro guru investor, and he has been shouting from the rooftops. It's been Bitcoin and Ethereum for years. Why is he now just admitting he's known all along that it was never Bitcoin? Take a listen to this.
Tell me more. I said, and I think the US government and the UK government invented it, which is the NSA and the GCHQ in the UK, who are the 2 world centers of cryptography. Because even how the white paper's written, it's
you think
this
they're
transatlantic.
Satoshi?
Yes. I always have. And I asked the Department of Defense, they said, yeah, we've considered that too.
Uh-huh.
That they seeded
it was official,
experiments.
or it was just people from that went rogue?
I don't think it's necessarily a rogueness. I think like Google have, like Google X, where they do tons of experiments, right? They know that one of the esoteric risks for the entire Western system is the issue of money. So there's probably groups of people who are given things to try. And if you can seed a new system, maybe they tried 100 of these and just one succeeded. We don't know. But it would make sense because that's what they do, this kind of stuff. So one of these took off. And so I think it's always been. I don't think it's a coincidence it came out of the financial crisis. I don't think it's a coincidence that the halving cycle and all of this is all related. It is the solution. It always has been the solution. You just can't go there tomorrow. So all you need to do is let it happen slowly and manage that transition. You'll be okay. There'll be times where it speeds up because we've got something bad going on, and there's times when it slows down. But and that's what I think the US government regulation is trying to do. They don't want to ban crypto. Just slow this down. Because if all the deposits leave the banking system, it's game over. If they don't set up a way of collecting taxes because everybody's living in crypto land and they have to ask your honesty in what trades you've done, that's not going to work for them because they can't pay the bills. So I think they're trying to catch up. I think that the UK will have a CBDC. I think the Europeans will. It's all coming relatively soon, next 5 years, 3 years, 4 years. And they'll feel more in control of the system that they've got because they need to pay the interest payments.
But the reality is here, if we understand that it was created as a psyop, which I have always believed, if it was created as a psyop, then why would they let it remain? Think of it. The real identities are known. Rana Sayod said that. So all they have to do is unlock the wallet, flood the market with the Bitcoin that's in the wallet, and that is over. Let alone the fact that if they crash it like that and they crash the asset, this is what your risk is if you hold it. If they crash the asset by doing exactly that, then think about the class actions and lawsuit that'll be against MicroStrategy and the other companies that have decided to hold that asset in their portfolio without revealing who it really was. You know, public disclosures, they matter. Even to Gary Goldman Gensler. Right here, they say XRP is setting up for the most explosive bullish pattern in all of crypto. Well, if I go forward here and go to a different tweet, this is Dark Defender who says, XRP formed a bullish hammer in the weekly, monthly time frames. Although the daily structure is tricky considering some indicators, we are getting close to a new weekly candle. The critical point will be at 54.54 and then at 59 cents. He expects XRP to break here towards 89 cents soon. Now that is getting excited to be chasing down $1. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. It's just my digital perspectives. I'll catch all of you on the next one.